with each and every one of you. I am welcoming you today to Confessions of an Awakened Boss Lady. And as we do every Tuesday, we're going to talk about the breakdowns and the breakthroughs, the strengths and the struggles in our lives, and how we move forward and upward in these experiences. For those of you that are just coming on for the first time, my name is Patty Ferreira. I am an intuitive women's success catalyst. My mission is to help women break free from anything that's keeping them small, anything that's keeping you from your soul's purpose. I am devoted to helping you tap into your power and really get to the next level of success, the highest trajectory that you can possibly live in this lifetime. Now, today we're trying something new. I'm doing a dual live here. So we're streaming into Facebook and we're streaming into Instagram. So bear with me if the eye contact isn't all there, but I think the message in itself is enough for us to connect and really land in a place where there's resonance. So today is winter solstice. It is the shortest day of the year. It is the day in which we have less daylight. And it is also the beginning of winter. And it's also the beginning of us walking towards the light, walking towards days that are lighter and longer in their daylight. So I love this time of year because there's such a um, ending and rebirth around this experience. And as I was thinking about what can I share today that's really going to bring truth to where I am, and that could help all of you that are out there during this holiday season, having all the feelings and experiencing all the things that we can experience in our lives. What can I bring to this conversation that could serve you, that could serve you powerfully? And as I was walking through my house ideating, I came across a picture that I have in one of my rooms, and it just like opened up to a way of seeing things that I want to share with you today. And I remember when I brought this picture, it's very much known. You've probably seen it around, and it's called, and it's these words where a woman's holding maybe a sign, and it says, she created the life she loved. She created a life she loved. And it almost feels like something that was left in someone's, you know, stone, or something that was said about a person after their passage through this life, right? She created a life that she loved. So I want to talk about that today. I want to talk about that saying. I want to talk about what within this saying maybe resonates with you. And I also want to share what it means for me to create a life that you love. I feel like we are in some way or another always walking towards that, right? Always with the intention to have a life that we love, to have a life that we're satisfied, a life where we're fulfilled, where we feel joy, bliss, all the things, right, that we're bringing into our world. And at some point there are different experiences, right? There's the experience of feeling derailed, there's the experience of feeling blocked from that. There's the experience of feeling powerless in creating the life you loved. And there's the experience of just coasting or coping or giving up, right? Or just all the ways in which we can say that we're looking for a life that we love and still qualify reasons why we're not there. So I wanted to talk about what it means for me to create a life that you love. And for me, this is really the epitome of self-actualization, really coming into a space where you are in sponsorship of yourself. in sponsorship of your highest desires, right? Where you become your ride or die, right? You become the person that you've been waiting for. You become the person that is your cheerleader, your best friend, the person that provides self safety, the person that could self regulate, all the things that we are looking for in another, to provide that for ourselves. That to me is the self sponsorship piece that's required in creating a life that you love. The other piece is to come into self leadership. And self leadership is very much about going first, right? Being the first to do the things that you would want others to do, which is similar to sponsorship, but it's more about execution, right? It's more about taking action. It's more about showing up. It's more about what are you feeding, right? In your day to day. So leadership, as we know, is more of your behaviors, right? And where are you showing up in self leadership, where you put the care of yourself first, where you put how you think about yourself first, how you treat yourself first, right? It's about really creating an experience in your life where you're coming from a place of creating a cup runneth over experience versus working from a place of depletion, right? So these two terms, self leadership and soul sponsorship, are very much intertwined and needed when you're creating a life that you love. The other thing that has been really powerful for me this year, especially, is bringing in sovereignty. For me, sovereignty is about, owning my power, owning my power, my knowing that I am someone that has the ability to figure things out, owning the knowing that I get to create a life based on my values, owning the knowing that I get to build, you know, boundaries and base and standards that are going to meet and be in alignment with what I want to create. So when we're talking about sovereignty, I feel that there's two pieces of it. One is really owning your power, and the other piece is remembering your birthright, remembering your worthiness, right? Like a lot of what is experienced in our lifetime that is keeping us small, or making us feel like we're in suffering, is when we're settling or when we are diminishing ourselves. And that has a lot to do with our self esteem and our self worth. So when I'm calling a woman to create a life that she loves, I'm calling her to step into her sovereignty, to step into her power, to step into her ability to create freedom and liberty from knowing who she is, from knowing what matters to her. And then it's about being authentic, right? Unapologetically you. If you want to create a life that you love, you want to become the person that can say yes to all the things that light up your life. And that's going to require getting bold. That's going to require not really worrying about what other people feel or think. That's going to require cleaning and clearing any feelings of shame, guilt, or blame that you may be holding in your system. Like for you to really show up unapologetic, it requires you doing your inner work to clean up any residue of, low self-esteem, insufficiency that you may be holding, right? Because it is in that ability to become fully unapologetic that you can access full self-expression. And full self expression is something that I hear a lot being mentioned out there. It's kind of trendy. People are talking about, speaking up for themselves, taking up space, being fully self expressed. And when things get trendy, right, there's the risk of being fake, even in calling yourself doing the thing, right? And for me, full self expression is about finding your channel of expression that's in alignment with you. It's not necessarily doing what everyone's doing. I love coming on Facebook Live and being in service and giving back. And I remember a time where this was torture, because you're literally sitting here by yourself speaking into a green dot that is for people like myself, that I'm a psychic empath. I need to feel, I need to connect, I need to see and feel people's energy. And it took me finding my way as to how to connect, to really feel that this is a channel that works for me. So the first piece about being self-expressed is really finding the platform that most lights you up. And it could be anything from a Facebook Live to sending someone a letter, right? To writing a poem, to writing your own book, to creating your blog, to doing your YouTube channel. Anything that allows you, or just to show up in a meeting within in your office and really speak your truth and speak what you believe, is a version of being fully self-expressed that we get to give life to. So when I am inviting you to come into being unapologetically you, I'm talking about finding that authentic version of you, not all the masks, not all the personas that you bring in to get what you desire, right? Or all the archetypes that we have access to in order to be agile in this life, but the true, authentic, transparent, vulnerable version of you. That version of you is going to be the one that's going to support who you are, and that's going to support creating the life that you really desire. Because once you touch that frequency of that version of you, that's just pure, authentic, raw you, you're going to find, you're going to see something about yourself that you've probably never touched on before or haven't touched on often. And others that are experiencing you and witnessing you are also going to see that. And that's the vibration that attracts. That's the vibration that connects. That's the vibration that makes you the light and the light holder that we're all looking to be deep down inside, you know? So really looking at how you can come into that unapologetic version of you is powerful. And then it's about becoming devoted, right? We're talking about how to create a life that you love. And the last piece I want to bring in is becoming devoted to identifying the gaps, identifying any blocks, identifying any leaks that may be in this life of yours that you're wanting nowadays, right? And when we're talking about a gap, like I always tell a woman, the gap is the thing where we get to create a bridge that's going to bring you from, pain island to pleasure island. That's going to bring you from your current situation to that vision that you so desire, right? How can we fill the gaps that are in between these versions of you, in between these trajectories that is your birthright? And then when I talk about blocks, I'm talking about all the parts of you that are, welcomed and that have gifts within them, but need to be seen and heard, reconciled sometimes, right? I'm never saying that a block is something that we get to tear down or, get rid of, right? Because it's all got some juiciness in it for us. So when we look at these blocks, we're looking at them from the perspective of what's in this. that could become a medicine in support of what I want to create? What's in this that I could elevate, expand, alchemize, right? So that it could become medicine. It's about turning what is immature to mature, right? What isn't ripe to its most ripest form, and looking at yourself and the versions of you that may feel like blocks as opportunities for your growth and opportunities for you to tap into that life that you desire is a different way of looking at it, because we do tend to see these parts of us as good or bad, as right or wrong. And my invitation is for that to end. That's the first piece that's a lie. There are no parts of you that are bad, that are wrong. There's just parts of you that we get to come in and reconcile. Parts of you that we maybe get to know better and understand and create safe space for us. It's like when I talk to a woman about her human versus her soul. In our human, we have parts that may be expired. In our human, we have parts that may be holding fear or holding some sense of trauma or some sense of resistance that we get to alchemize in our work as we're identifying the gaps, the blocks. And then the last piece is the leaks. The leaks to me is something that I was definitely living, in recent relationships this year. And it's more about like, where are you draining your energy? Where are you giving away your power? Where are you overextending yourself, right? Like, really become devoted. I'm loving all the waves on Instagram. This is my first time coming on live on Instagram. So thank you for welcoming me so powerfully, beautiful souls. I'm excited that you're here with me. Sending me some love is always something that I appreciate. So yeah, I wanted to like mention what are the things that I've put into my life so that the day that I pass, there could be several people that have come in touch with me, that have come into this dance of this lifetime with me, and can say she created a life she loved. So just to recap, for me, it's very much about the definition of creating a life that I love is coming into a place of self-actualization, right? Where I am actualized and I have all the things in an organic, natural flow, and I could be all of it. All of it, right? I am a grandmother. I am a mother. I am a boss lady. I am a woman that's in love with my partner. I am, devoted to my health and being strong and mobile. I'm devoted to my spirituality. Within my spirituality, I'm a priestess. I'm working towards being a reverend. I'm also someone that's strategically led, helping executive C-suite women. So all the things, creating a life where all these things are actualized, where there's a harmonious blend in my life of all the things that matter. And there's this sacred sweet spot that I live in where all the things that I love are in their highest trajectory. That is for me creating a life that I love. And it's going to require, first and foremost, soul sponsorship, self sponsorship. I am here holding me. I am the one that I've been waiting for. I am my biggest fan. I choose me. I do not ghost my dreams. I do not give away my power. I am here bringing myself back every time to the track of highest trajectory because I am my biggest sponsor, right? I am my biggest fan. And then self leadership, taking action every single day. It may be, and I tell people, go as slow, well, it's really go as fast as the slowest part of you. This is like the most compassionate and empathetic way to move upwards and forwards. Go as fast as the slowest part of you. Listen, look inward, take your time, slow down, go into self reflection, take a nap, take a walk, take a bath. all these parts of slowing down give you so much access to creativity, to intuition, to clarity. And as you're slowing down, you're human, your soul is being given so much room to show you what's your next best step. So definitely for me, it's about coming into self leadership for these things. And then there's sovereignty. That's the second piece, right? Where you're owning your power and remembering your worth, remembering your birthright, remembering that you have the light of the divine inside of you, remembering that you have the ability to access creative solution to anything that you're living, and remembering that you're not alone. That's the powerful piece of sovereignty. I remember a time when I was really feeling alone. I lost my mother. I felt like there wasn't someone that got me, until I realized that I'm the one that gets to get me, right? And I'm the one that gets to show up in support of me, right? And that is a powerful realization. Finding ways to come into unapologetically authentic you. That's the fourth one. And the fifth one is getting devoted to identifying the gaps, the blocks, and the leaks. And as we always say, new level, new devil. So if you're moving upwards and forwards, don't feel like you got this and you're in your safety zone. Like, always have some discernment. Always know that you're calibrating. You're calibrating this life of yours that has all these different domains and all these different pieces that you want to always be in alignment and always be in sync. And it's your job to really be identifying where the gaps and the leaks may be. So giving yourself opportunity to do that. So that saying, she created a life she loves, is about you. It's about you creating a life that you love. It's about you stepping up and choosing it. Hi, Beverly. How are you? So beautiful to see you. It's about you choosing the life. It's not about it being given to you. It's not something that people hand out or that's given to you by luck, and it's not a lottery. It's you choosing to create a life that you love. And the most important piece of when you choose that is to give yourself the time to get to know what you love, to get to know what you really love. Why do I say that? I mean, it's the simplest thing, right? But I spent a long time going through life, like filling out the checklist of things that I thought I wanted. And it was very late in my life when I realized that half of these things weren't fulfilling me and they weren't things that I wanted. They were things that I thought I wanted, or things that others told me I should want, or things that an older version of me wanted, and I wasn't checking in every time because we're ever changing. And having to check in and look at what we really desire now is a continuous sponsorship of self. So, all of these things are important. We always get to be giving ourselves permission to shift, to change, and checking in with this new version of us and reintroducing ourselves, right? Like, coming out and saying, like, let me tell you a little bit about what I'm up to now and who I am and what I desire and what I love, from a place of being unapologetic, not, oh my God, I've done so many things and I've been up to so many things and I have so many passions. Let's do all of it. Let's create a life that we love. Let's create a life that has all the pieces of who we are harmoniously blended, where we are showing up in the highest and most brightest visibility of all of it, and allow it to be completely opposites, right? Like, I am very passionate about helping women how to become awakened boss ladies. That in itself is two very opposite parts of the spectrum coming together, working together, and coming into a harmonious support of who you are. Awakened, spiritually, consciously elevated in your mindset, and still a boss lady that's driven, that's wanting to accomplish things and to get to a higher level. So that's what I've got for you today. I hope that this serves you. I hope that this gives you something to think about, something to talk about. I hope that there's resonance in this for you. And may you share your comments on here so I can feel like this is a dialogue, so I can feel like this desire that I have to give back is being met by all of you. All right. Have an amazing day, and may you have an amazing winter solstice, an amazing holiday season, and I'll see you next week. Love you. Bye.